not there. Where's Barry? There he is. Behind you. Thank you, sir.
Good morning to those of you around the world and those of you here. Welcome to Hollywood. My name is Jerry Newman. I have the honor of being the chair of the board of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. For over 60 years, the Hollywood Chamber has brought luminaries of the entertainment industry to this iconic boulevard to plant their names among their friends, their colleagues, and their fans in this Walk of Fame. Today we have a most amazing moment. We are honoring an artist whose life was too short, whose talents were endless, and whose legacy is eternal. As we honor somebody who will now be joining in cementing their legacy among their peers in this hallowed boulevard, we honor Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick was a man who touched many lives through all the things that he did in the recognition of his talent and the way in which he conducted himself not only on the screen, but in his personal life and in all the gifts that he gave. We are honored as a Hollywood Chamber to be the ones to be able to honor his legacy today and forever as his name is permanently implanted here. And to do so, I'd like to bring on the President and CEO of our Chamber, Mr. Steve Nissen.
Thank you, Jerry Newman. Well, first of all, let me just say to those of you who are watching the live stream presented by Variety around the world, it never rains in Los Angeles, right? And today will be no different. It's not going to rain until this ceremony is done. As Jerry said, my name is Steve Nissen. I'm the President and CEO of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. So first, let's give a shout out to our fans all around the world watching on the live stream presented by our media partner, Variety. The Hollywood Walk of Fame recognizes achievement in the categories of motion pictures, radio, live theater, live performance, sports entertainment, reporting, and television. Today, in the category of motion pictures, we honor the star number 2,828 on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Chadwick Boseman. Now let me tell you a little bit about our honoree. Chadwick is a native of South Carolina. He was fueled, as Jerry Newman indicated, fueled by purpose in life, a fierce belief in the power of God. He attended Howard University, where he began to define that purpose through writing, directing, acting, and activism.
Lost the audio.
Audio's gone.
Audio's gone. Terry. Terry.
1 second.
He's on it.
Wow.
His break, I can shout it.
Yeah.
His breakout performance. Maybe 2013.
There's a mic on there. There you go.
How's this?
That's the power.
The light is on, but nobody's on.
No way we can realize something now. Nothing happened.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. As I was saying, Chadwick's breakout performance came in 2013 when he slid into the weighty shoes of Jackie Robinson in 42. Not only did his portrayal garner rave reviews, he would be the first in a long list of heroes. When you think about the characters that Chadwick Boseman played, we all know Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball. But when we visualize Jackie Robinson, we see Chadwick Boseman. We see Chadwick Boseman. He received numerous accolades for his masterful portrayal of James Brown in Get On Up. And again, we all know what impact James Brown had on music and culture in this country. But when we visualize James Brown, we're often going to see the portrayal of Chadwick Boseman. Next, he starred in the title role of Marshall. That movie followed a young Thurgood Marshall, although ultimately became an associate justice on the U.S. Supreme Court. Tracked Thurgood Marshall as he pursued one of the most important cases that ever appeared before the U.S. Supreme Court, the Brown v. Board of Education, which declared segregated education.
You don't hear anything, right? No.
Yeah, I'm a former lawyer, so I have great admiration for Thurgood Marshall, but I see Chadwick Boseman's performance in that role as Thurgood. Chadwick then joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe as the African superhero. Come on, you all know that. Black Panther. Captain America: Civil War. This marked the film debut for the character T'Challa. Chadwick brought the character to the forefront, starring in his own solo film, Black Panther, which received critical acclaim, broke global box office records, and had social and cultural impact around the world. The film received 7 Academy Award nominations, including Marvel's first ever Best Picture nomination. Chadwick won the, by the way, can you all still hear me? All right, good. Chadwick won the NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Actor in a Motion Picture, as well as the Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture alongside the film's ensemble. His other films include 21 Bridges, Da 5 Bloods, directed by Spike Lee, along with Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Now, in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, should I start from the beginning?
Just pick up the last thing you just said.
He deserves it!
Let me give you the ChatGPT synopsis. Now let's continue, and then we'll get back to the good stuff. In Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, the screen adaptation of the famed August Wilson play, Chadwick starred as Levy, opposite somebody you're going to hear from in a little bit, Viola Davis. So I just wanted to share something. The morning before these ceremonies, I typically like to do something to sort of get me in the mood. So I actually watched some clips from Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. in that mood. That performance garnered an Academy Award nomination and won Chadwick the NAACP Image Award, Critics' Choice, and Screen Actors Guild Awards, as well as numerous other honors. And for those of you watching around the world when the sound cut out, we've already talked about Black Panther and 42 and Jackie Robinson and Marshall. So trust me, we covered that area. Established in 2022, Chadwick
Slaying the smalls.
the check. By the way, this never happened, so you're treated to a special moment. Established in 2022, the Chadwick Boseman Foundation for the Arts is a non-profit organization with a focus on empowering Black storytellers within the African diaspora. Its mission is to promote growth and development in various artistic fields, including acting, music, dance, film, and more, by fostering and endorsing talent. This foundation aims to serve as a catalyst for global change. Now, sadly, Chadwick Boseman left us far too soon on August 28, 2020. And in a few moments, I will be bringing up Chadwick's wife, Simone, to accept the star. But before we hear from you, Simone, we have two great friends of Chadwick's who would like to say a few words. Our first speaker is a critically revered artist, activist, producer, philanthropist, and New York Times best-selling author. She's busy. She has earned EGOT status through her. Woo! And I think you all know what that means. Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, multi-Tony awards. She was nominated in 2017 by Time Magazine as one of the 100 most influential people in the whole wide world. In 2022, now this honor is near and dear to my heart. When I was a young lawyer, I had the honor for many years of running an organization called Public Counsel. And that organization has grown to be the largest pro bono public interest law firm in the country. In 2022, Public Counsel honored our speaker with its William O. Douglas Award for her commitment to social justice causes. She received the Cecil, by the way, she wasn't done getting honors after that. She received the Cecil B. DeMille Honor at the 2025 Golden Globes, and just this past summer was inducted into the Television Academy Hall of Fame. Please welcome a Walk of Fame in her own right, Viola Davis.
Audio's gone.
Every time I'm introduced, I always want to say the Malcolm X quote, which is "make it plain." But I have to believe that Chadwick is still alive. I can't use the word gone or death, really, when thinking about him. You know, it's like the quote, you know, when the last person who dies who has a memory of you, that's when you'll truly be dead.
Oh, it's you? Yeah. Oh, that's it.
My memory of Chadwick is, we did Ma Rainey's Black Bottom soon before he left us. And he was always trying to engage me on the set. Always sort of telling me in like unassuming ways that I think that he understood the cap of success, but the true power and significance of transcendence. And that was usually the gist of all of our conversations, of sort of what happens when you realize that you're possibly transitioning, that there's something else, right? And I would say to him, you know, Chadwick, I sort of agree with you. There is a cap to success. I haven't found my thing yet. When I'm not acting, I don't know who I am. He was like, oh no, Viola, you can't let that happen. What I do is I carry my djembe drum everywhere I go. I don't care if it gets in the way of luggage. I don't care if, you know, I have to argue with the airline stewardesses where I'm going to put it. I need my drum. And you know, that djembe drum is a talking drum, y'all. And he would play it on the set. You could hear it in his trailer. It was more than just a sound. It was more than just music. I mean, it resounded through the entire sound stage, and they would play it fervently. Chadwick, you channel the divine. You were a conduit, a source of connectedness that every single human being that's faced, who is on this earth, is searching for. Trying to connect to each other. Trying to connect to our art. Trying to know, like the Cherokee birth blessing, may we live long enough to understand why we were born. How's Chadwick? More than just an actor who you can observe on screen doing wonderful work. It was work that reminded us that we are less alone. It's best to use all of life. Leave death nothing but the dregs, nothing but a burned out castle. And Chadwick was a castle. Chadwick was a mighty, mighty elixir that sort of stirred up that alchemy that we're all in search of, which is meaning. I celebrate him today. And I say to him, I hope all the angels in heaven just sang him to a beautiful rest. And I thank him for what he left behind in me, which is a burning amber that always guides me to a higher meaning of my work and my purpose. This star, as beautiful as it is on the Walk of Fame, shines a whole lot less brighter than Chadwick is these days. Thank you.
Now that the microphone is working, and having had the benefit of reflection and hearing the sound of the gentleman's voice, that Chadwick deserves the full recitation, so everyone can hear. If you'll all indulge me, let me repeat what should have been heard by everybody out there and the worldwide audience. And forgive me if some of this already came through. I think photo cut out when I said that Chadwick was a native of South Carolina, at Howard University he began to find his purpose in life through writing, directing, acting, and activism. Now I'll get to the part that I have to shout out, and now hopefully you will all hear it, and those watching around the world will hear it. Chadwick's breakout performance came in 2013, the role of Jackie Robinson in the movie 4 to 2. And as I observed when I was shouting to the crowd, Chadwick Boseman didn't just play characters. He played people who changed American life. Jackie Robinson's case, he broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball. And as I said earlier, when you think of Jackie Robinson, you know of his accomplishments. When you visualize Jackie Robinson, you see Chadwick Boseman's performance. He then portrayed James Brown in the movie Get On Up. Again, yeah, it's on. Again, James Brown changed, really, the sound of American music and culture. And again, we all know that about James Brown, but when we visualize James Brown, we can't help but see the incredible portrayal of him by Chadwick. Then he starred in the title role of Marshall, and as I shared with you, I was once upon a time a practicing lawyer. Thurgood Marshall was a hero to me. He worked on some of the most important civil rights cases before he became an associate justice on the U.S. Supreme Court. The most famous one, of course, was Brown v. Board of Education, which declared that segregated schools were unconstitutional. Again, we know of the accomplishments of Justice Thurgood Marshall, but when we see him, we see the portrayal of him by Chadwick Boseman. Now, he joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and a whole new generation of people got to know him as the superhero Black Panther in Captain America Civil War. It's okay to clap again. Where he debuted the character of T'Challa. He brought the character to the forefront in his own solo film, Black Panther. Now, that was a groundbreaking movie in many ways. Besides receiving critical acclaim, it broke global box office records, social and cultural impact around the world, received 7 Academy Award nominations, including Marvel's first ever Best Picture nomination. I think I'm getting close to where we left off, but I'll say it anyway. He won the NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Actor in a Motion Picture, Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture alongside the film's ensemble. His other films include 21 Bridges, The Five Bloods by Spike Lee, and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Have I caught up now? And again, as I said earlier, I love that movie, and I watched clips of it this morning just to remind myself of how powerful a performance Chadwick's was, starring as Levy in that movie. Okay. Are we good? And I apologize for the mic going out earlier, but I'm the least technical guy in the world, so I had nothing to do with it. All right, where were we? I'd like to acknowledge a few special guests in the audience. I don't know if Walk of Famer and costume designer Ruth Carter has joined us yet. We have another Walk of Famer with us, Michael B. Jordan. Actress Leticia Wright. And the big boss, CEO of the Walt Disney Company, Bob Iger. Thank you, Bob, for coming. Our next speaker is a writer, director, and producer. He wrote, directed, and co-produced. The script says the supernatural period film Sinners, but I just got to say, it wasn't just supernatural, it wasn't just a period film, it was a great film, period. It was released this year and starred Michael B. Jordan, and it was a 3-time Academy Awards winning film. I'm sorry, rewind. Brian, our speaker's 3-time Academy Awards winning film, Black Panther, became the most successful domestic release of 2018. And you know we're in Hollywood because we have ambulances and other stuff going on. Our next speaker directed the Academy Award-winning hit sequel, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, released in 2022. And he's very modestly kind of staring at the ground. His other film projects include Creed and Creed 3, Fruitvale Station, Space Jam: A New Legacy, and the Academy Award-winning Judas and the Black Messiah. Please welcome Ryan Coogler to the stage.
Hey, what's up, everybody? When I asked that you guys bear with me a bit, I never had to speak about Chadwick directly since his passing. So I'm gonna do my best. Right on. I'm good. Just struggling a bit. When I think of Chadwick Boseman, I think of 3 things: leadership, teaching, and generosity. He was an incredible leader. He was fearless and firm, yet gentle in his leadership. Chadwick was ageless. I never really knew how old he was until I went to one of his birthday parties. He had this incredible youthful look to him. But being around him, I always got the sense that I was around someone incredibly old. And I'm not talking baby boomer or silent generation. Chad felt thousands of years old. He was that calm and that wise. It was a very unnerving feeling to be around him. Our first time together, we were completely alone, and he somehow snuck into a hotel room I was in during a massive press tour for Creed. Sylvester Stallone was there, the great Michael B. Jordan was there, the great Tessa Thompson was there. It was crawling with press, but he got by all of them for us to have a one-on-one meeting to talk about working together on Black Panther. And I was so impressed by that. I asked him how he got past everybody, and he smiled at me and said, "That was the Panther." I didn't know what to make of him. But when we started talking, he quickly shared with me that he felt that he could say things to me that he couldn't say to other people in the industry. And I cut him off and told him that I felt the same way. But when you're around Chadwick, you think about old sayings and phrases that maybe older people taught you in life. I often think about a phrase my father told me when it comes to his leadership style. My dad would always say, more is caught than taught. Meaning if you sit somebody down and try to teach them a lesson or show them how to do something, you know, maybe they hear it, maybe they won't. But if you actually do the action, if you actually live it, then they will see it and be motivated to try to duplicate it. Chad was an incredibly humble teacher. He taught in that way. You never knew you were learning a lesson. I remember one day I was having a conversation with him about a particularly tense moment that he had on set. And he told me in his Wakandan accent, I'll call you when I get home. And he did, and we talked, and he said something during that conversation that I never forgot. He said something happened, and he said, Ryan, when this happened, I had to really manage my emotions and take a step back. I never forgot that. I never heard these words said together, manage your emotions. And I'll tell you guys right now, I'm a father of 3 kids, and my wife Zinzi can attest to you. I say this to my children every day. Today, going to class, you got to manage your emotions. Hey, mom and dad got to go down to LA to do something for Uncle Chadwick. I know you're sad, but you got to manage your emotions and still take it to school today. The biggest pillar of Chad, even in comparison to his incredible leadership and his teaching, was his generosity. He was so generous. The very act of us meeting was an incredible gift in my life, but he was generous to other actors. This man who already was casted as the Black Panther, he came to every single audition and every single callback that I asked him to come to. Sometimes he would be busy and we would schedule one and he'll race across town and read across to other actors. He would come to every rehearsal. He even worked with the actor that was portraying him in a childhood role. He was incredibly generous with his time on set. Even though he was going through what he was going through, he would do his own stunts. He would be there for off-camera dialogue readings. It was incredible. But in all this generosity, Chad only gave me one physical gift. I don't know if Nate Moore is here. You got yours, bro? You got it? Not here. When we wrapped the movie, Black Panther, and I was convinced this movie was not going to work. Chad took my hand and he bent this copper bracelet around it. Check out Chad's brothers. His hands were massive. If you see his big bro Derek, his hands are about the same size. But he took both hands. It was like a vice grip. You know what I mean? and what's crazy about Chadwick is I never have been strong enough to bend this thing. I actually thought I misplaced it and looked for it frantically after he died. I was actually I was actually ashamed to take a gift from him at the time. So I pulled it off and I stashed it somewhere, put it in storage somewhere in the Bay Area because I took him for granted. I figured he'd always be around. And the gift could be something I could get to later. But after he passed, I frantically looked through storage units, tried to find it, and I put it on and I tried to bend it, and then it ended up snapping. So I had to have my assistant take it in to get it repaired. But they shined it up, and I figured I'd wear it for a special day. Ended up being today. But he gave me so many, sorry. But he gave me and us so many other gifts. The gifts of his incredible performances, which inspire actors all over the world, which inspired the actors that we worked with. The gift of being close to greatness. This is something that people who maybe play ice hockey with Wayne Gretzky can attest to. Maybe people who play basketball, Michael Jordan, can attest to. There's something special about being that close to somebody that great. You realize how much you don't measure up, but you also realize how much a human body is capable of. Chad showed that every day. And his generosity extended to the fact that even when he knew his days were limited and his moments were numbered, he still gave to the art form. still threw himself into the fire. Of close-ups across from Viola Davis, of uplifting the beautiful dialogue of our ancestors, of dedicating his time to his alma mater at Howard University. He passed, but like Viola said, he's still here, he's still kicking, he's still giving me gifts from beyond the grave, the gifts of hugs from his best friend Logan, the gift of the friendship of his family, and the gift of his wife Simone, who's from the Bay Area like me and Zinzi. Chad and I would always talk about spending time there when we was off. And I wrap it up with this last physical gift. One day I get a call from Simone, and she says, hey, I want to drop by and come see you and Zinzi. She came by our house in Oakland, and she had a bag of books. Not everybody knows this about me, but I love books. She said these are from Chadwick's collection, and he didn't give me any specific ideas of what to do with these, but his spirit was on my heart, and he thought that these books would be for you. And every single book ended up being something that I needed. One of the books was actually a conversation that I had with Chadwick when I was looking for action words for actors on set. It was just a glossary of action words for actors. I took that book with me when we made Sinners, and I kept it with me every day. We'll make sure that I opened it. And I was able to give Mike probably the most important direction I could ever give any actor. When he was working on playing these twins with this dialect that was challenging, I looked to him and said, what would Chadwick do? Chadwick would stay in accent on set all day. Chadwick would uplift the other actors. And Mike looked at me and nodded and said, he got it. We continue to carry him with us. Chadwick's a star, deserving of a star on the Walk of Fame. But he was also our most incredible jewel. He reflected light, he refracted it. And when he did, he showed the greatness of our people and the universe of our shared humanity. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Viola. Both of you for your moving words. There obviously is a lot of love for Chadwick Boseman. His wife, Simone Ledward Boseman, is here to accept the star. And Simone, why don't you come up? Oh, that's coming. That's coming. Just don't fall off the podium. That's the advice. So, Simone, come over here. So we mentioned earlier that the Chadwick Boseman Foundation supports and promotes new talent, new black artists from around the world. And that's going to inspire a whole new generation of talent. But when star number 2,828 is revealed, which will happen momentarily, some 10 million people a year come to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and hopefully they'll be similarly inspired by seeing Chadwick's star and his name and learning about his accomplishments. So we're here in a place we call Hollywood, on a street that really honors creativity and innovation and dreams and aspirations. But it's also a real street in the city of Los Angeles. And so, Simone, before we hear from you, the City of LA, through our City Council member, Hugo Soto Martinez, who represents this area, would like to present a commendation to you. Hugo Soto Martinez.
Thank you so much, Steve, and thank you so much, Jerry. And I want to thank the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce for always putting these incredible events together. Thank you, Ryan Coogler and Viola Davis, for your powerful, emotional words. It's clear that there's so much love to be shared, but also a lot of pain that continues to exist in the community. I want to thank Simone Boseman for being here to accept this award, and everyone who came out today to celebrate the life of the late, great Chadwick Boseman. You know, it's an honor to be here today and recognize a person that not only captured the hearts of so many people on the screen, but also made a tremendous impact on our culture and as a society as a whole. As someone who grew up in South Central Los Angeles and went to school in Watts, being in solidarity with the black community and that black and brown solidarity is something that I feel deeply. And I know that many of the works that Chadwick was involved was about uplifting the black experience here in America. As a lifelong Dodger fan, I first became aware of Chadwick when he played the personal hero of mine, Jackie Robinson, in the movie 42. We saw him in iconic figures like James Brown and Thurgood Marshall, but of course, we cannot forget his incredible performance as T'Challa in Black Panther, a movie that for the first time, young black boys and girls were able to see themselves in a superhero. And for someone who grew up in a black and brown neighborhood, it was deeply inspiring to me to see that on the big screen. But we know that Chadwick was not just an actor or creative. He worked with cancer charities like St. Jude's, supporting people battling the disease, even as he battled it himself. He donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America, the Jackie Robinson Foundation, and other amazing organizations. And in 2020, he donated $4.2 million in PPE to hospitals fighting COVID-19 in black communities, because I believe he understood that the black communities and the people of color, the communities of color in this country will always feel the effects of everything wrong even more. And so it was very clear that he was a person that loved deeply. He also encouraged people to vote, knowing that by engaging in the democratic process, it is a form that we can make improvements in our communities. He was a role model for so many people, and when he passed away, his loss was felt deeply. But today, I want to say, rest in power, Chadwick Boseman. And I know that you can hear us and you can feel us, and I want to say congratulations on this achievement. And on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, to celebrate the work of Chadwick Boseman and the inclusion of the Hollywood Walk of Fame, I want to present this resolution on behalf of the city of Los Angeles to recognize all the work he did for the City of Angels.
I don't know if I can.
Don't push her, Councilman.
Go over to the family and friends.
This side. Well, Simone, are you ready? So on behalf of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, it gives me great honor and pleasure to declare today Chadwick Boseman Day in Hollywood.
Thank you, Blueberry. What a joy it is
to be here today to celebrate someone we love so dearly. Thank you to everyone who made this day possible, our friends and sponsors at Disney, Marvel Disney, Anna Martinez, and the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. In life, Chad was more than an actor or even an artist. He was a spiritual teacher, fortified by a family and close friends that kept him grounded in faith, a team that believed in him, protected him, and fought for him, colleagues that trusted his vision, that lifted him up and forged a real brotherhood. You have no idea how pivotal those moments were. Thank you. Chad taught all of us a great deal. His heart was so vast, he could give each and every person a specific part of him and still have so much left to share with the world. Shortly after he passed, Chad came to me in a dream and said that there was only so much that he could do from here. These words were echoed by a close friend only days later, as if to say, in case you didn't hear me the first time. I still smell incense in the wind and see his repeating pattern, like being the 28th recipient of an honor on the Walk of Fame, for example. These synchronicities that are far too frequent to be called random remind me that he's still teaching. Chad, today we recognize a lifetime of artistry. We recognize your skill and your devotion, and we cement your legacy as a hero and an icon. You lived with honor and you walked in truth. You are as brilliant as you were beautiful, and as courageous as you were kind. We love you, we miss you, we thank you. And I would like to share a few words from the man himself. Chadwick Boseman's instructions for creative work. Write the vision and make it plain. Keep that word fastened in your journal and shut it in your bolted drawer until the appointed time. Let the ideas, the visions that God gives you fester inside of you. Let the word that he has put inside of you bubble over. Do not speak it to another until the time appointed by God. The secrecy of the vision is the second stone laid in the building process. It is the project's fortress. For a word spoken too early on the ears of men is a bulldozer and a stumbling block. Forget the self that entered the process and be made into a new creature through the work. Chad, it was our honor to watch you transform and our honor to be transformed by you. We love you so much. Thank you. I believe that the next moment is going to be the unveiling. I just wanted to, I believe that the next moment here is going to be the unveiling of this star, and I would love to bring up Chad's brothers, Kevin Boseman and Derek Boseman, to be part of that as well.
Okay, the moment everyone's waiting for, we will unveil the star. And I do hope, in spite of our earlier technical difficulties, we did justice to this ceremony. So thank you for your patience. Let's unveil the star.
Star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame to Chadwick Boseman.
Guys, you guys need to go back to your spots. They can't even go back to their chairs. So guys, just back up, please.
I know, and I'm literally...
Until it's time, guys. Guys, I'm sorry. Videos, just go back to your guys' video slots, please. On the other side of this railing. You guys are standing where guests are. You guys got at least 10 more minutes anyway. You still have to go get their shots, and then it's interview time. Back, guys. Back up how you guys came, guys. Back up into your guys' spot, please.
I'm trying to find her. Like, we're not going to make it.
I understand, but it's protocol. Yeah, see, all of this, while they're moving, is all safety. That's why you guys have to stay.